All right, we are recording. Everyone say hi to YouTube. Let's get into the collective. The Ajita Collective. Let's see what's going on. On AUWN. Sorry, on Long Island they say W. AUWN. I feel like a lot of you guys, if you spent a day listening to Long Island people talk, you'd have a stroke. Tribal music just started on my Alexa. I'm dead. It's that Ajita music. Thank you. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. Okay, let's dive in. Bottom of the deck is our challenge. High Priestess, Hanged Man, double Pisces off the rip. You could have Pisces in your chart. Knight of Swords, Five of Pentacles. Wow, off the rip. Heavy air quotes with this one. Does understanding why people have abandoned us make it any better? Asking yourself, did you deserve the pain? Does it make it any less? I feel like your challenge here is that you guys are sitting in this place of like wanting to understand. The gasp that Hodge just gasped. I can't. It's like you want to understand more, but it's almost like you're looking at it from the wrong perspective. You know, like trying to understand why our parents have abandoned us, because for a lot of you, this is going to be parents. The Queen of Pentacles is here. Like understanding things like that. Obviously, for not all of us, it's going to be parents, but it's like seeing it from their point of view doesn't make it better. It doesn't make it hurt any less, and it doesn't make the pain go anywhere. Okay? I feel like some of you guys are spending so much time trying to understand it that you're forgetting that it's almost like you're forgetting it exists, is what I want to say here. You know, it's like you're not acknowledging it, so it's almost like spiritual bypassing a little bit. Like you don't want to learn the lesson of it, so you're just kind of pretending it's not there, and trying to logic it away and understand it away, like understand it away, and that's not how this is working. So let's talk about it. You start with the Page of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles here. So I feel like for a lot of you, you have this like really bad habit of like going back to your childhood and trying to understand. The way I'm hearing this is like, well, what was the trigger? Like, what was the trigger here? There's a very deep sense of grief here as well, because it's like, how do I even say this? There is no good reason to hurt a child. There is no reason or excuse that you could give someone for them to comprehend why an adult would victimize a child, you know? And so it feels like for a lot of you guys, you're trying so hard to understand where these people came from or like why they did what they did because you think it's going to solve it. Like almost like Nancy Drew, like you think it's going to make it better with the King of Wands and the 10 of Cups. Like you'll understand a little bit more where they're coming from. Babe, I hate to break it to y'all. It doesn't make it better. You know, like okay, thank you. I just heard that really loud. Understanding abuse doesn't nullify abuse. You know, like understanding gravity doesn't mean that we can control gravity or like we can fight against gravity or we can do anything to negate gravity. It's the same thing with like abusers and abuse here. You know, it's like you can understand abuse, but it's not going to make it easier. It doesn't make the pain any less. So I feel like a lot of you guys, it's like your guides want you to spend less time trying to understand and more time just trying to, for lack of a better way to put it here, cope. You know, yeah, you've got the Eight of Swords and the Magician. And I feel like even in your clarification here, you're kind of stuck, right? Eight of Swords is a prison of the mind, and the Magician is what you are trying to manifest, what you are trying to call in. You know, it's like some of you guys, you're so stuck in the past here, you don't really understand or like know what it is that you even want to call in. King of Wands at the Ten of Cups. Some of you do, some of you don't. Like I said, it's not all of you. You know, but I feel like for those of you that do know what they want, Ten of Pentacles, you need to work on believing that you deserve it. The Devil. I can't make that more obvious. Okay, you guys have to remember that, hold on, say it again. The way my guides are saying this to me is like people get really angry when they see other people living freely or like freer than them or like freer than they thought of themselves. And so for for a lot of you, it's like a lot of us here are kind of like, the way my guides are saying this to me is like black sheep children. You know, it's like a lot of you had parents that, or just people that were supposed to take care of you, siblings, it doesn't have to be parents, that victimized you because they saw you going outside of what they felt they were constrained to. And as a result, they were jealous. They were angry. They were like, well, why do you get to do that? No, get in the box. Like, you don't get to be free if I'm not free. And I feel like a lot of you here, it's like, again, I really don't understand why you want to understand this so much. You know, it doesn't make it better. You know, like the way my guides are giving this to me is like, if you think back to the world wars, like understanding why we dropped a nuke doesn't make it any less absolutely jaw-droppingly horrible. It doesn't make it any less disturbing, you know? And I feel like some of you think that understanding it will make it better. I will tell you guys, you've heard me talk about this before, and I'll say it again. Having the realization in my 20s that my family legitimately hated me didn't make a difference for me at all. It just was kind of like, oh, I didn't really want to see it, but I guess there it is. Do you see what I mean? Like, it didn't help me cope at all. And it's not going to help you guys cope at all either. In your clarifying, you've got the Eight of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. Is it not good enough that you've worked through it? Or not that you've worked through it, but is it not good enough to simply heal it? To survive it? You know, the way my guides are posing this question is like, why do you need to survive it and understand it? Is it not good enough that you simply made it through the trauma? Why do you want more from yourself? You've got the Five of Cups in the reverse here and the Seven of Cups. It's like a lot of you guys have this really bad habit of being like, okay, well, I need to do more. But why? Have we interrogated ourselves? Have we asked this question before? You're like, well, I need to do more than this, and I need to understand more than this, and I need to do this, and I need to do that. Okay, but do you actually need to? Do I actually need to do it? Or am I just trying to distract myself because the pain is so bad? As we all know, pain demands to be felt. All our emotions demand that of us. Okay? But distancing yourself from the trauma, removing yourself from the room, doesn't make it go away. Yeah, King of Pentacles in the reverse with the King of Cups. You know, I feel like for some of you, this is going to be very specific. So, as always, take it if it resonates. For some of you, you had a parent that tried to buy back your love, is almost what I want to say here. Or a partner. It doesn't, again, like I said, it doesn't have to be parent. But there was someone in your life that hurt you so bad. And then it's like they tried to come back by buying back in, or being like, oh, well, what if I get you this? And like, what if I get you that? And what, you know, and I feel like you guys knew that money wasn't going to make up for it. Like, again, money doesn't make it hurt less, you know? Yeah, Two of Cups. I mean, I'll say it. If you were ever loved only by you and yourself, why is that not enough? Not saying that that would ever happen, but if you were the only person in the love to ever start loving you, only person in the world, why is that not good enough? Why isn't that enough for you? Two of Cups and the Six of Cups. These are just fucking throat punches today. Understanding why your childhood was taken from you will never bring it back. Strength in reverse. A lot of you guys think that you avoid because you don't think you have the strength. But in fact, you have more strength than you really think because you survived it. They're highlighting there's a scene in a book for me. It's also in the, it's better in the book. I'm not going to talk about the show. It's in the book. My favorite book is the Discovery of Witches trilogy. And there's a scene in it. Oh my God, Mom again. Queen of Pentacles. Damn, she ain't leaving y'all alone tonight. There's a scene where one of the characters, if you're going to read it, I won't spoil it for you, but one of the characters goes through a really, really horrible, traumatic event. I'm sorry, I'm not picking my nose. It's my nose ring. And it's done by a specific person. And in the event, after the event unfolds and ends, there are people tending to her. And one of them goes to is like, oh, do you want to see what was done to you? And one of the other ones that's like helping her is like, no, she doesn't need to see what was done to her. Why would you ask that? And the character says to her, she survived the doing of it. The seeing of it can't be much worse, you know? And I feel like for a lot of you guys, that sort of lesson applies here. You know, like, it is okay. It is enough to simply survive it. No one is telling you to empathize with these people. No one is telling you that you need to do more. So why are you telling you? Yeah, Two of Pentacles. At the end of the day, I think everyone needs to be a little bit kinder to themselves. And I think you guys need to be a little bit more understanding with yourselves. Okay, like I said, it's coming through again, so I will say it again. It is enough to simply survive it. You don't have to do anything beyond that right now. Okay, but I can promise you, understanding it, asking if you deserved it, is meaningless. It's not going to help you. Okay? Start focusing on things that will help you. Kindness, care, rest, understanding yourself, not understanding the other person here, okay? I'm going to end the collective there because that was a doozy. If you're watching this on YouTube, I hope to see you one day over here on Twitch. And until then, I will see you in the next video. Bye.